I was out in the far left lane,
Russia.
and I heard him talking.
Just
Here's Dennis Rodman coming up
unbelievable, like taking cash
on the berm.
everywhere.
Are we on?
Yeah.
Finding places you just don't.
Welcome, everybody, to the July 12th, 2021 Lawrenceburg Redevelopment Commission meeting at 4:30 p.m. We'll read this little notice here. Public meetings, new voluntary Title VI public involvement survey. The following statement shall be read at every public meeting held on city premises. As a recipient of federal funds and in support of Lawrenceburg's efforts to ensure non-discrimination and equal access to all citizens, the city gathers statistical data regarding participants in city activities. Therefore, we have provided a voluntary Title VI public involvement survey at this meeting. You are not required to complete this survey. However, the form is anonymous and will be used solely for the purpose of monitoring our compliance with Title VI and ADA, and that form is available in the back right hand of the room if you're interested in it, in a bin. If not, we shall move on. So, we will go ahead and get a roll call. Ms. Brookbank?
Executive Director Brian Messmore,
Present.
President Richard Richardson,
Present.
Vice President Lenny Fryman,
Here.
Secretary Kevin Schaefer,
Present.
Member Janie Wilson. Here. Member Brian Johnson.
Present.
Lawrenceburg School Board Member Brian Jansen is absent, and City Attorney Del Walton.
Here.
Thank you. We've had time to review the minutes of the previous meeting. I'll accept a motion to approve those meeting minutes.
So moved.
Do we have a second?
Second.
We have a second. All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Does anybody have any announcements for this meeting this evening? We have none. We will move on to our financial report. Ms. Brookbank?
As of July 6th, the balance for redevelopment is $1,901,699.40, and after monies towards projects, it's $1,706,952.30.
Thank you. Does anybody have any additional questions regarding that? If not, we'll move on to new business. I see we have no new business this evening. We have no new business. Move on to old business. You can see under Director Messmore, we have a Main Street report.
Yeah, just included in your packets is the Main Street report, Main Street LRC grant report. And if you have any questions, I'm here to take them. Otherwise, it's being heavily used in residential and non-owner occupied residential at this time.
Are there any additional questions regarding that? If there's no other old business, we'll move on to an approval of the claims. Do we have a motion to approve the claims?
So moved.
Do we have a second?
Second.
All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Any
Aye.
opposed? Motion does carry. And now we have comments from the audience.
I'm just curious on the non-owner occupied grant, how, you said it's been heavily utilized. What kind of funding have you guys done toward that? Because I hadn't heard anything from that since you guys approved it a few months ago. And I haven't heard a response from other, like, people out in the businesses that have been taking advantage of it, so I'm just curious if that was that's being taken advantage of, or?
Yeah, and we had a couple that we were able, that came in as commercial, so we were able to use commercial paint and facade for those, and they were rental units.
Okay.
So, you know what, Justin? I don't think everything's on here.
It says, there's no way.
Yeah,
That's
it doesn't look
correct.
right.
I think you guys funded, what, 50,000?
Yes,
And it
we
was
funded
up to
50,000.
5,000 per grant. It was dollar for dollar match. Does that sound right?
Yep.
That sheet scanned a little weird on this month's packet.
Did it?
Yeah, it looks, I had to go back and actually look at last month's compared to
Yeah, and
this
if you
month.
ever need me to read, just let me know. 'Cause they get sent and it's so tiny.
Yeah.
Well, let's get an update from Michelle maybe on that, and then we can pass that information along to Mr. Noppert, and then anybody
happy
else
to.
in the community that might want to know. That is a good question to ask.
Mm-hmm.
That way we're aware of how well that program is operating. Has anybody on the commission heard any feedback from the community regarding that?
I have not.
About the non-owner.
Non-owner occupied?
I haven't heard anything, but as far as the owner occupied, I mean, I hear that all the time. People.
That gets used.
It's huge.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That
Yeah,
has-
I've had a lot of compliments, people thanking us for what we've been doing for them up on the hill.
Well, yeah, let us get with Michelle.
I don't
and
think
get
the
a better
non-owner
answer to you
occupied
on
has
that.
been active long enough to get it's not like the other ones. I think another thing too is some of the local contractors, I think they kind of push that onto the people because they know that it exists. And I don't mean that in a bad way, I just, the money's getting used. It's a good thing.
Right.
And I wonder how many non-owner occupied people know that it's even available.
Well,
What
actually,
have we been, how have we been advertising that?
it's
Word of mouth.
word of mouth mostly.
Because the first couple of years, the residential didn't take off like it is now. I think now it's kind of blowing up that, we've had to add money to it the last 2 years. So it'll probably take a little bit for that money to get out there, but I think it'll be big. Is it every 3 years or 5 years that they can reapply?
Last name.
Every what?
I know.
Was it every 3 years or every
Is it
5
every
years? you
3
could
years
reapply?
or 5 years?
Every 5 years.
Yeah.
Every 5, I couldn't. What about residential? Is it the same every 5?
I think they're all the same. I don't.
I just couldn't remember if
guess.
it was 3 years or 5 years.
Yeah.
Like if somebody put a new roof on and then they had to wait 3 years to come back and get money for windows
I
and
didn't think
siding.
it varied. I
didn't
think
know.
it's 5, but I can send you all that if you'd like.
I thought we made some kind of agreement that, you could get one, and if it was everybody that has been taken care of before the year was out, you could reapply.
For that.
I thought you
yeah.
could do it every
Yeah,
year,
no, that's for the non-occupied.
Yeah.
Non-occupied.
non-occupied, right.
And those
I'm
are
talking about just in general.
Oh.
like-
different addresses too.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
I'd be curious to see how that goes, because I mean, there's a lot of, businesses or even the non-owner occupied owners that haven't, kind of felt like they've been out on, on their own for so long. And I feel like this was a really good move on redevelopment in the city's part to kind of say, hey, we're here to try to figure out how we can help and partner with you on reactivating some of these spaces and beautifying, the facades. So it'll be interesting to see how that.
Kelly, can you get us a clarification on that as to the interest that we've had thus far on it?
Yep.
And then we can pass that along.
And I do remember that one of the applicants applied under non-owner occupied and actually qualified as commercial, so one of those that I was thinking about is actually in the commercial, not in the non-owner occupied.
All right. Are there any other additional
Spent
comments from the
20%,
audience?
a little over 20% of the money so far.
We'll get a better answer, though. Are there any additional comments? Any additional comments from the board? If not, I will take a motion to adjourn this meeting.
So moved.
Do we have a second?
Second.
All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Nay?
The end of it.
Motion carries.
I need
You see Malone look at me when we said adjourn, he looked right at me, I said, yeah.
You'd like to get in on that
I
one.
like, yeah.
Let's wait until he turns up.
Well, we're gonna be around this weekend, Mark, for the big race.